welcome to Not Made. I'm Rachel, the creator of Not Made and a bunch of random plushies and other crocheted items. So today's video is just going to be a little bit of an update on what I've made because I can't get myself organized enough to do weekly videos about the stuff I've done, but I don't know, maybe we'll have some crochet resolutions going into 2025. We'll see. But this is kind of like a what I've made and what I'm prepping for my upcoming market in December. And today is Tuesday before Thanksgiving, and if I don't get it done today, it's probably not gonna get done. Got stuff piled all around me, but I've also got my cup of coffee, very important, and got my crocheted stuff. So I'm going to try to be better today about crediting the designers or where you can find the patterns. I did want to take one moment to talk about the cupcake cuties that were in my last video. I had mentioned that it was a free pattern from Claire the Crochet Lady, and then I had a couple people ask about where they could find the pattern because they had looked for it and they couldn't find it, so I went looking for it. I also could not find it. I tried messaging the creator, and she was not accepting messages, and so I was like, this is really strange, I don't know what's going on. And anyway, like the next day or 2 days later, she actually released or she made a post on Instagram and released her pattern to her Etsy shop. So she has a really detailed explanation about what happened when she provided that pattern for free and just some of the ramifications of that she wasn't expecting to have to deal with. So that pattern is available on her Etsy shop. So if you look for Claire the Crochet Lady on Instagram, you'll find it in her link, her links and whatnot. And she has gone ahead and provided it not as a free PDF any longer, but it's only like $2, I want to say, because of some of the issues that she ran into. So if you want a better explanation, go check out her post. And if you want that pattern, by all means grab it. $2 is not bad at all for a pattern like that. And her little cupcake cuties are super cute, and they make great little market makes. So that said, I'm going to try to be a little bit better about looking at the stuff. I may not get them all because I'm kind of just like all over the place with this, but for now, let's start from the beginning. So actually, I'm going to start from the end because all of my stuff is piled in here on this. All right, we're just going to start with this guy. I made this guy, and then my mom actually called and she was like, what is that little character? Oh, really? Come on, really? But yeah, I guess it just wasn't recognizable enough for her. But you tell me, who is this character, like, for real? This pattern is called the Meanie Greenie or Greenie Meanie. I always get it backwards, and the pattern is by Joanna Amigurumi. It's like, her name is Joanna, and it's also amigurumi for, the art of plushie making with yarn. So Joanna Amigurumi. Joanna Amigurumi. Anyway, she's on Instagram. This is a free pattern, okay? Now, I don't remember what type of yarn she recommends for this, but the only yarn that I could find in a decent shade that I was looking for, my local Michaels has just been pathetic recently, just gonna say it, with yarns. And so I only could find Sweet Snuggles, like the size 7, the huge one. So that's what I got, and I was gonna do a little video like, how many little Meanie Greenies or Greenie Meanies can I get out of a ball of, Sweet Snuggles? And the answer is 2, because they work up way huger than like the typical pattern. But I mean, really, can you go wrong with this? Look at this face. I did a couple things different. I didn't really care for the eyebrows that were kind of what's the word, embroidered on, but I liked this little kind of scowl that I did instead. And then I did the mouth with like a little bit of a grinchy smirk. So I got these 2 guys, and then there was a little bit of the ball of yarn left over. Sorry, I have got a frog in my throat. Anytime the weather starts changing, it's just, whatevs. So I made my first ever chunky mushy boys, and I think I might have added a couple of extra rows in this one because it's taller than this one, but I barely had, okay, I made these 2 mushroom caps and these 2 Grinches, or mini greenies, and this was how much yarn was left in the skein. So that was a little bit of yarn chicken, but I won, so that's all good. Oh, the Mushy Boys pattern is by chunky.crochet on Instagram. So, and yeah, so that was good. I feel like I got, you know, enough out of that. I'm not sure how to price these exactly. And just for funsies, I went back with Posh yarn, which I love, by the way. I love that Posh yarn. That's the Big Twist Posh, the Joann's brand. It doesn't shed like these plush yarns. I get covered in fuzz every time I use any of the like chenilles or Sweet Snuggles. I have not jumped on the Premier bandwagon with all of their, you know, because I just don't, I like to see yarn in person. I have a hard time just ordering it online, and I know there's plenty of people who've done, you know, reviews of it that I probably could, but I just haven't. So anyway, I used the same pattern in the Posh yarn, and that's how he turned out. This color is called Glow Warm. Should be Glow Worm, I feel like, but it's not. Glow Warm. And this is the size difference. So yeah, your yarn makes a big difference, right? So anyway, I just wanted to see what it would turn out like. And I love the stitch definition in the Posh yarn. It's very soft. It just doesn't shed like this other. Okay, so moving right along. Another pattern that I did was this little guy. I'm going to tell you a story about why I even made him. This is called the Squishy Moose, I think. Moose Squish. The pattern is by the Friendly Red Fox, and she suggests to use Bernat blanket yarn for a lot of her plushies. I, however, am going to be giving up Bernat blanket, as I think I mentioned in one of my previous videos, because I cannot use that to make plushies without it just causing a lot of tension on my wrists and hands. I don't know what it is about that yarn in particular, but it's just really difficult for me to work with. I don't mind the end product. I think it's great, but it's just too hard on my hands. So I'm gonna work through what I have currently, and then I will, I think, be not purchasing that particular yarn brand for plushies. I will use it for blankets because that's what it's supposed to be made for. Anyway, this guy and his dangly legs reminded me of a time, and I was telling a friend about this, when I was like, maybe, I don't know, 10 or 11, back in the day. It was a very long time ago, sometime in the 80s, maybe early 90s, perhaps, probably not. I think it was 80s. Anyway, whatever, I'm old. And McDonald's had in their Happy Meals around Christmas time one year, they had little mooses, and they were like a Beanie Baby type moose. So the legs were all, you know, long, and they had like little beans in them. So they were floppy like this, you know. And I wanted one so badly, but you know, back in the day, and we had a family of 5, and my parents were like, Happy Meals are not really worth the price. And I was really wanting one because I wanted one of those little, it was a reindeer, not a moose, okay? So, but this is what it reminded me of. So anyway, we went through the drive-thru, and then they had already said, no, we can't have Happy Meals. So I was like, okay, well, you know, maybe another time I can buy one, because I was really, really interested in the little floppy reindeer. But when we pulled up to the order, my dad ordered 3 Happy Meals for us kids, and I was just so thrilled. And I loved that little floppy reindeer, and I had it for forever. And it's, you know, long gone now, but that's what this little floppy moose reminded me of. So I had to make him. His body also is in the Posh yarn, but his antlers are mooses. Do moose have antlers, or is that called something else? Their rack. I don't know. I don't know what it's called. I think it's antlers, but it's, I don't know. I'm gonna have to look that up now. All right, so this is actually blanket yarn because I didn't have a good color for those in the Posh. I only had like stark white, and this is more of a cream color. So anyway, this one is the Friendly Red Fox. It took a lot longer than I wanted it to. You got all the different little parts. So she has you sew the arms on, I stitched them in because I just hate sewing on parts. I just don't like it. So I just crocheted them in on that one round. The legs are pretty simple, easy to make. This is a single crochet with going back down it with slip stitches. So that's not really that time consuming, but each of the ears, the nose is sewn on. The antlers obviously are sewn on. So it just took a lot longer than, you know, most no-sew little critters. So I don't know that I'll be making a bunch of this, but I really enjoyed this pattern. I might have to keep this guy. His name is now Moofus. But I don't know. I'll take him to a market and see how he does. And if he comes home with me, that's okay too. I won't mind. All right. So one of the main things that I was going to do this year for my market was a do you want to build a snowman with interchangeable hats and scarves. I'm not going to do it because I don't feel like I really have time to pull it all together, and I don't know how many of these I will eventually make. Right now I have, oh, you lost your hat, buddy. Right now I have just 3, I think. I do want to make a few more, but I also don't want to make a ton of very specific holiday themed stuff, because if it doesn't sell, then I'm stuck with it. And that's what happened at the the last market. I made a bunch of candy corn, and I made the, oh, your hat is just not staying with you. I made the zombies and you know, the Frankenpops, all of the themed things for Halloween, and I sold one. I sold one candy corn. Now that market was just a disaster anyway, but I just don't want to have to be stuck with a bunch of stuff, so I'm probably not going to do that. But I liked the idea of them having the different scarves that they could choose from, or hats or whatever. And if this market goes well and I choose to go back maybe another year, a subsequent year, that might be something that we can do. Okay, I can't find it. I don't know who this pattern is by. Oh, I'm gonna have to find it. So we don't know. If you want his pattern, I mean, it's a pretty basic snowman. The first one that I did was, oh, I have 4 right now. Good. Okay, the first one I did was this one. And following the pattern, I tried to do some of the face shaping that it recommended. And it just made it look like a little old man. Instead of, see how his face is kind of, I don't know, it didn't go well. And I know the face shaping in amigurumi is a skill, so that's something I'm gonna have to work on. But I just left the other guys with their faces full, and I think that'll work out. Alrighty, and then another pattern that I did, which I absolutely loved, was this guy. And this also reminded me of a childhood memory, because when I was younger, I had a little friend. I mean, this was like way back when I was in elementary school. I had a little friend whose mother crocheted, and she had made her a little clown, and this clown had a little loop, had much longer arms and legs, I feel like, and it was also made with acrylic yarn, which is typical of back in the day. But anyway, she had made me one in oranges and yellows and browns, and it had a little loop on one hand, so you could like wrap it around your neck and it would like ride on your back, you know, kind of a thing. But anyway, I saw Cassie from Pieces of Scrap review this pattern. It is a free pattern, and it is by KD Crochet 0603. Okay, and I'm not tech savvy enough with YouTube videos to put the stuff on the screen. I just don't know how to do any of that. But yes, definitely look that up. It's a free pattern. Instagram, KD Crochet 0603. That's her little site. But anyway, I made this guy. I used Sweet Snuggles, I think is the yarn. It's just a great pattern. I can't believe that it's for free. So I made, this was the first one I made, and then I made this one, a little more like a mime type of a thing, and then I've got this guy right here. So I have 3 of these that will be going to the market with me. I just love them. I think they're great. I left the nose off. A couple of things that I did differently. So I followed the pattern exactly for this one, for how to make the arms and legs, and they're all stitched in. Now, when in her pattern, the legs are on the side. I wanted mine more in the front, so I just adjusted that. And then the second time, around. I didn't want to have to go back and stitch in this ruffle after the fact. So what I did was I worked in the back loops only, leaving the front loops open, and then I went back, I worked in the front loops first and I did the little ruffle, and then I went back to the back loops and continued the pattern for the leg on up. So that's how I did that, just to take one extra step and one extra end to weave in off of that. And then I have left off the nose because I just kind of like them simple like this with no nose. So anyway, these are fun. I really enjoyed making them, and I'm making another one using the Bernat yarn. And again, I have a little bit of mental resistance. So far, I've got two. It's gonna be bigger, I think, just because, yeah, the yarn, the yarn is bigger. I wanted to use up my candy corn colors of the Bernat. So I just thought, well, I'll make one of these, and this looks much more like the one that I had, because mine was in yellow, orange, and brown, I think was the colors of the one I had as a kid. But it's hard on my hands, so I just can't get through it as quickly. So hopefully that one will be done by the market, and I'll have 4 of those little guys. All right, and then I'm trying to make a few small things so that I have never had like a $5 bin before. All of my stuff has been like $8 and up at least, and I'm going to be doing some pricing adjustments because I just want to move some stuff through. So I will be revisiting pricing for some of the items that I still have and that kind of thing. But I did want to make some smaller makes so that I could ooh, lost that one. Have options. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so I made these tiny turtles. Yeah, very quick and easy make. This is by chonky.crochet as well on Instagram. They have a whole bunch of, well, no, maybe it's not the 7. I don't, anyway, that's who these are by. So I've whipped up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So far I've got 6 of these little guys. And again, I'm using the Posh yarn on them with a bunch of different color combinations. So I will probably make some more just so that I have a little pile. And then the other thing that I'm making to go in there, at least at this moment, is these little stingrays, which are by, oh goodness, it's French. Chedou Cotton, CHEZDOUXCOTON on Instagram. Okay, and these are very, very quick and easy no sew. I forgot to put the eyes on this one, so it got embroidered eyes, but I'm gonna be making these in a bunch of different colors with the Posh yarn as well. So far I've just got the 4 little stingrays, and those will go in my $5 bin as well. So that is it. That's all of the new stuff that I've made lately, and everything that that's not everything I'm taking to the market, obviously. I'm going to be bringing all of the other stuff. I'm going to discount the Halloween stuff and see if I can't move some of that out, just because, I don't want to have to keep it. But also, I did put effort into it, so I would like to get a little bit of something back for the effort that I put in. If it doesn't sell, then I'll just hang on to it, It's not a big deal. But anyway, so if you have any quick and easy little items that you think would be great for like a $5 bin, and tried and true crochet patterns that you love, then send them my way. Tell me about them in the comments, because I would like to know. And in the meantime, I hope you all have an amazing Thanksgiving wherever you are. In the US, we're celebrating Thanksgiving. I guess you could be anywhere around the world watching this. I tend to forget that the audience on YouTube is global. But if you're in the US and you're celebrating Thanksgiving, I hope you have an amazing holiday. And then if you have any markets coming up, we're going into the Christmas season, and you have any videos that you would like to post or that you would like for me to watch, because I like watching videos about market makes, market prepping, pricing, all of that kind of stuff. I enjoy watching them. I put them on and I work on my crochet projects while I listen/watch. So if you have any videos on some of your crochet experience, just write about it in the comments and I will check that out as well. So you all have a wonderful, amazing week, and I will see you later. Bye.